you're with your fighter. I mean, I mentioned to him he seems mentally and physically and emotionally to be in the right place at this time.
Yes, he is. We had early in his career where he was unstoppable and was dominating everybody that they put in front of him. Got fights that he was supposed to lose. He comes out and knocks out his opponents. But then there was also that time where he's admitted, his head got a little bit too big and his performances weren't too good. But his last fight he showed by his performance that he had changed his way of preparing himself, his way of eating, and for this fight he did exactly the same thing. We changed training camp to Riverside, so I think that was a big plus for us, and we're ready. We're ready for anything that Timothy Bradley brings.
Yeah, to get out of Oxnard, it seemed that I guess you didn't want the distractions to get to him.
Look, in Oxnard, that's my town, and I still have my gym there, and I'm not, my gym is going to be there for 20 years from now. It's still going to be there. We have 200 kids that are always in the gym, so I can't shut that for them. But I think it was the best thing for me as a trainer to find myself a training camp where the fighters are going to live in the house, train in the same property, run everything in the same place. We don't have to go nowhere to eat. We don't have to go nowhere to train. It's all in the same property. They don't have to go nowhere. That's a training camp. Being at home after training, Brandon would drive home to his family, and Brandon loves to be around his family and kids, but sometimes they are distractions. Sometimes kids get sick, kids can't sleep, and that all could affect. For me, same thing. Being in Oxnard, my training camp was my gym in Oxnard was open to the public. So it came to the point where there was just so many people walking in. Sometimes we didn't even know who was there, because one of my fighters invited that person, another fighter invited this other person. So it turned out more where it was open and everybody was able to walk in. So the move was perfect. The move was perfect. I've been in Oxnard with my own gym for 10 years. Now, we're going to follow the same thing for another 10 years in Riverside.
Yes. Now, you mentioned that he's young. He's got a lot left in the tank. When you look at Tim Bradley, I'm not saying he doesn't have everything left in the tank. He's a dangerous guy and he's a proven fighter. But do you look at him that maybe it's the right time to face him?
Look, we're prepared for the best Timothy Bradley, the Timothy Bradley that dominated the division, the Timothy Bradley that was ranked on the top 3 or 4 pound for pound best fighters in the world. The Timothy Bradley that beat Marquez in a tremendous fight. That's what we're preparing for, and that's what we're ready for. We don't want to see it like, oh, Timothy Bradley got hurt against Provanikov, got hurt against Vargas, took a lot of punishment against Chavez. We don't want to see it like that. We're ready for the best Timothy Bradley out there, and that's what we're going to fight against, the best Timothy Bradley out there.
You heard Bradley talking about, the Cameron Duncan situation. Do you think that he's not focused on the fight enough? He seemed to be having like another agenda or a chip on his shoulder.
No, we just don't want any excuses, But yeah, he did mention that, and there was no need for him to mention Cameron Duncan, because now his wife is managing him, fired his trainer. Now he got Teddy. Maybe Teddy's doing it for a lot less money. I don't know. Joel worked for him for 10 years. He deserved his 10%. Brandon has never questioned how much me and Cameron make. He has never questioned it. He comes to the fights. He's happy that we're making money. In this sport, there's loyalty also means a lot. And when I hear Timothy mentioning all that and mentioning all the houses that he owns or whatever, well, that has nothing to do with preparing for a fight or a training camp. I just don't want to hear any excuses after the fight. He's he's got issues, and if he does, hopefully he doesn't bring them to the fight, because we want to fight the best Bradley out there.
I wanted to ask you also, what about your brother Mikey? What's it look like for him coming back?
Look, he's training every day. He's helping so many of our guys spar. He helped Brandon spar. He's sparring everybody in the gym, but there's nothing new. Same thing. We're just waiting, and his attorneys are handling whatever they have to handle. I think it's been a little too much already. It's going on 2 years, but there's nothing I could do. That's Mikey's decision, and I support him also.
All Right. And do you have a prediction on this fight, though? Because, like they said, Brandon comes straight at you, but you guys aren't that. You're not going to go according to a blueprint that fits right into their plans.
Look, everybody that faces Brandon, with the exception of Pacquiao, because Pacquiao's special, Pacquiao's something different. Everybody feels the same way, but when they're inside the ring, it's a different story. Brandon puts that pressure, but he could also has a tremendous jab, and once he's in the inside, Brandon has those body shots followed by uppercuts that it's just unstoppable. And a lot of fighters, most of Brandon's opponents can tell you the same thing. They think it's gonna be easy, but once they have somebody like Brandon inside the ring in front of them, everything changes. And I can't say we're gonna box because that's not Brandon's style. Brandon's gonna pressure him. Brandon's gonna go out there, look to make it into a fight, and we know Bradley falls into a fight too. Bradley's not a boxer that could outbox somebody for 12 rounds. Like El Lara or Rigondale or Mayweather. Bradley's just not like that. Bradley fights also.
Well, we want to wish you all the best, continued success, and keep up the good work with the gym and your stable of fighters.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Appreciate it.